one. God, that feels like a good one. Oh, that's so much fun. It's so much fun right there. Come here, baby, come here, come here. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the all-time best fish catching baits is a lipless crankbait for the spring, and a red one at that. These baits right here, you can cover a lot of water, you can catch a lot of fish in the spring with these. One of the biggest advantages of the lipless crankbait, why I think it's so productive in the spring, is that you get to cover a lot of water with it. It's just a bait that you can chunk and wind and reel in quick and just put that trolling motor on high and cover water. So many times in the spring, you know, those fish are just moving, you know, you just got to cover water to get lots of bites. There's a lot of fish moving around, and that's one of the beauties of a lipless crankbait. The lipless crankbait is going to be a bait that I'm going to have tied on when that water temperature starts to get in the upper 40s. Yes, the upper 40s. I've caught them really good on this bait when the water's in the upper 40s, and all the way through the 50s, all the way to when those fish get to spawning. You know, I really like in this pre-spawn, you know, finding those ditches, those drains, right in the center of those drains, the deeper water, you know, say that's 6, 7, 8 feet of water, maybe it's 10 or 12 feet of water, you know, right where the deepest portion of that creek would come out. A lot of times those fish will stage right there. Oh, it's a nice one too. Yes, sirree. Oh, get out of that. Man, that water is so clear, so clear. Oh, I just barely got him hooked. Just barely got him hooked. Oh, come here, come here. Ah, oh, yes, that's a nice one. All right. That's a good one. So when I'm fishing a drain like this, I really like to give it multiple casting angles. But I really like the cast where I can come right down that grass. I feel like I'm keeping my bait in the strike zone the entire time. Vary it up, you know, figure out what they want on the given day, the given conditions that you're presented with. You know, some days it's a real slow retrieve, you know, something like that right there. Some days it could be just a really fast retrieve. Some days you really got to jerk it and pause it and snatch it out of the grass. So give it different retrieves, you know, till you figure out on that given day what speed, you know, how slow, how fast, you know, how high, how low in the water column those fish want it for the day that you're out there fishing. There's one. There's one right there. Oh, it's a good one too. That is one thing about springtime fishing. When you get a bite, be sure you throw back in that same exact spot. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. That's fish number 3 right there. Just bam, 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 all on that same lineup. Oh, buddy, stay on. Oh, he's just barely hooked again. Man, those are some good hooks on there. Oh, stay on there, fish. Stay on there, buddy. Stay on there. I got you. Got you. Looky there. All right. All right. Big, long fish, isn't he? So important on your lipless crankbait to have good hooks. Like, I replace the hooks on every bait. I put those EWG style hooks. These are Berkeley Fusion hooks. I put a little bit bigger hooks on there. That helps you catch those fish right there. That's a good one. All right, thanks, buddy. All right. You know, there's no wrong color to throw as long as you're throwing red. That's just the truth about throwing these lipless crankbaits in the spring. The water's clear, the water's dirty. I am going to throw red. It's just the color that I feel is the best in the spring, some form of red. It just catches more fish than any other color out there. Pretty fish. Something super important also is choose the right size lipless crankbait. You know, today I'm throwing a 1/4 ounce because the grass is really high. I want to reel it really fast, you know, but if the grass was deeper, you know, I'd go to a 1/2 ounce, or maybe I need to burn it even faster, I'd go to a 1/2 ounce. So use the right size. So many times, you know, a lot of people use too big a one, a 1/2 ounce, when they really should be using a 1/4 ounce. Just for the depth or the speed that you need to achieve with that bait. So experiment with that, between the 1/4, the 1/2, sometimes the 3/4 ounce. The grass is a lot deeper, fish are down on the bottom, you know, whatever it may be, maybe you'll need that 3/4 ounce. You know, the diameter of the line dictates how deep that bait will get. You know, what I mean by that is, you know, the bigger, the fatter the line, the more resistance it has coming through the water, thus giving that bait lift. The smaller the diameter of the line, the easier it is for that bait to get deep. So I've had instances where, you know, I need that bait to get to 6, 7 feet of water. I'm gonna throw it on 12 or 14 pound fluorocarbon. You know, if the top of your grass or the depth that you need that thing to get is 3 or 4 feet, then 17 pound test. Or if you've got really shallow grass, you know, only a couple feet above the grass, you know, maybe 20 pound test. So use your diameter line to help dictate how deep or how shallow you want to keep your lipless crankbait. A lot of people think that the lipless crankbait is only a grass related type bait, you know, that you only throw it where you've got a lot of grass. That's not the case. I've done very, very well on a lipless crankbait, you know, around pea gravel points, the backs of creeks, flats, on lakes that doesn't have a stitch of grass. So don't just limit yourself to throwing this, you know, in areas where you just have grass, because it's a bait that is super deadly in the pre-spawn. Definitely works in those instances also. Oh, he missed it the first time. I killed it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Golly. Golly. Man, what a fish. I saw him come up on it, and I just seen a flash out there. Oh, he's gonna jump again. And I just killed it, and he turned, and I seen him get it. That's how clear that water is. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Oh, man, thank you so much. You made my day. Oh, what a good one. What a good one. Oh, that's what lipless crankbaits right there will do for you. You will catch a bunch of them. You can catch all sizes. It's just so much fun to fish them. Anybody can fish them, any age. They're just kind of just a really great bait to fish. Man, what a great fish. Thank you, thank you. Fish, you made my day. Made my day. There's another one. Oh, that feels like a pretty nice one too. Yeah, that's a real nice one. Oh, there's one underneath it. Look at that one underneath it. Look at that one underneath it. Oh my goodness, that was a giant. Oh, that was a giant down there underneath it. Oh, come here, buddy. Come here. That was so cool. There was a big one trying to get the bait out of his mouth. Like a 6-pounder. And of course I catch the little one. A mistake a lot of people will make when they're throwing a lipless crankbait like this is not having it on the right rod. And what I mean by that is too short a rod. I've got this on a 7/6 mag heavy, a long rod. There's some reasons why you want that long rod. One, it helps me cast the bait a lot further. Two, that length helps me, I can move that much more line when I go to jerk it out of the grass. Three, you know, I can helps me fight those fish. You know, they're really notorious for losing those fish. I've got more control over that fish around the boat. And it's a composite rod. So, you know, yet I've got treble hooks on that bait. I've got a pretty stiff rod and then a really limber tip. With that combination, they're not able to throw that bait if I had too stiff a rod. So put it on the right rod. It makes all the difference in the world. Most generally, I'm gonna have it on an 8-3-1, just so I can reel that slack up really quick, jerk it out of the grass. I can make adjustments on it. You know, when a fish bites, I can reel it up, you know, get that line really tight, you know, get a good hook set. If you had one reel to choose from, go with the 8-3-1. If you've got a post front conditions, you've got deeper grass you need to deal with, you need to keep the bait down deeper, go with the 6-8-1. Oh, there he is. I don't think it's very big. I don't know. What do I got? Oh, it's a nice one. Golly, he just ran right at me. Got me in the grass. Come on, baby, get out of there. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, he's buried in the grass. Come on, shake out of there. Shake out. Golly, he's buried. I'm pulling as hard as I can. Oh, there he comes. Oh, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. Look at this one. Look at that one. He is gonna flop big time when I get hold of him. Yes, big old chunky bass. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? It doesn't get any better than that right there. I just love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. The lipless crankbait, just for years, ever since this thing has come out, is a bait that you have to have tied on. In the springtime, you can cover a lot of water with it, catch a lot of fish with it.